One thing people have asked me over and over again over the years, as I've been teaching metaphysics and spirituality, is how do I know when I'm at that alpha level of consciousness? We can do all these good things like use your imagination, connect to your higher self, reprogram your subconscious mind. Well, you really don't know if you're at alpha scientifically unless you're hooked up to an electroencephalograph machine that is looking at your brain waves. But you can tell by results. And there are other ways that you can tell if you're at alpha, because we're in and out of it all day long. You know, our brain waves are constantly fluctuating depending on what we're doing. We're at the alpha level of consciousness when we drive our cars a lot of times, you know, and we just kind of get into that zone where we can't really remember how we got from point A to point B, but we got there. That's because we're at the alpha level where we go into automatic pilot. Or if we're reading a really good novel and we get lost in it and we're feeling like we're really living through the characters or experiencing what we're reading like it's real, then you're at the alpha level of consciousness. That's why it's really good for young people to be readers and not just taking things in from screens like TVs and computers, because you're not activating your alpha level if you're not using your imagination. When you're just being fed images, it's a different thing. You're at the beta level, taking it in. Or you might be getting more into the theta level and hypnotizing yourself into believing what you're seeing on a screen until it becomes your reality. You don't want that unless you're choosing really positive material to feed yourself. But when you go to the alpha level and you're meditating, you want to just relax everything. Relax your body from your head to your toes. That's why my course has that meditation in it that you can use all the time, to use the guidance of my voice to get you down to that alpha level using a guided meditation. And it will teach you how to relax your body from head to toe, relax your mind, and go to your center. When you're at your center, you're in the alpha state, the subjective inner world, where you can use that time to reprogram and think about and meditate on and create with your imagination what you so desire, be it better health, working on a project, seeing it to completion in your imagination, working from the end result so that you don't have to worry about all the steps you're going to have to take sometimes to get there. But if it's a big project, you might want to take each step and visualize it as if it's been completed, and you feel the satisfaction of knowing that you've accomplished that. Because if you've created it in your inner world at the alpha level, it's as good as working on the outer world. You know, they've taken athletes and had them visualize doing things like shooting baskets or, you know, even running, doing competition with their imagination. And they've found out that using the visualization technique is 60% as good as doing it physically. It will allow you to be a better performer once you rehearse it over and over and over again in your inner world. And that's what really good athletes do, along with anybody who's successful. The most successful people are the natural alpha thinkers. They know how to go within. Now, the majority of the people on the planet, they say, are natural beta thinkers, meaning they're left brain. They're just taking in what's out there in the three-dimensional world and using that to react to it, to absorb it in a way that they feel like they have to deal with everything that's happening in the outer world as it comes up in a reactionary way. You don't want to be like that. You want to be in the driver's seat at your level, in your subjective consciousness, where you're able to be a master of your destiny and control what's going on because you're controlling it in your inner world with your imagination. And I will go so far as to say you can even control matter when you're at that alpha level of consciousness. You might have close calls that don't turn into accidents. You might have a problem going on in your computer, and then all of a sudden, if you don't get frustrated and angry about it and you stay calm, it'll resolve. You can fix things, believe me. I mean, we're very connected to everything in our environment, and it's through our consciousness. So the more you understand how to take control of your consciousness in a positive way to bring into your experience what you do want rather than what you don't want. That's why you've got to work every day with your magic notebook, writing down the plan for the better version of yourself and working on your heart's desire in a way that you're going to attract it now. Don't wait for these things to come into your experience because there is no time. There's only now. And when you claim it now, that's when the miracles happen. You actually distort time. You bend reality. I've done it over and over again. You know, if I was going to the crew desk and it didn't look like I was going to make it on time, and it was very important to be on time with the airline industry because airplanes take off whether you're there or not. I could actually bend time, and I'd show up right on the minute that I was supposed to be there, even though it didn't look like that was going to happen. I would just get very calm and imagine everything works in harmony, and I would just live in flow, and I don't worry, and I just do it, and bingo, it would all work out. It's learning how to get rid of anxiety, stress. All of those things are emotions that we feel when we're at the beta level, because when you're at alpha and you're going within and you're totally relaxed mentally and physically, the minute you think a negative thought, you're going to pop out of it. You cannot be at the alpha level of consciousness and think a negative thought. So it clears out all that mental programming, and you can release it, and you can actually get to the core of it and find out why you're feeling that way and release it until you find that you don't have to feel that way anymore because you've gotten rid of it. It's your choice. We have a choice every minute of our lives to think this way or that way or that way or this way, whatever we choose. It's all up to us. And you cannot think two thoughts at the same time. So practice going within, get my course, the Mega Manifestation Method, use the meditation, and you'll learn that the more you practice going to the alpha level of consciousness, the more you will be living in flow naturally all day long, and amazing things will start to happen. The supernatural is natural.